15 things that you will never, and I mean never, hear a woman say. Number 1, what do you mean today's our anniversary? Number 2, I'll swallow it all and I love the taste. Number 3, the new girl in my office is a stripper and I invite her over for dinner on Friday. Number 4, go ahead and leave the seat up. It's easier for me to douche that way. Number 5, I won't even put my lips on that thing unless I get to swallow. Number 6, that was a great fart. Do another one. Number 7, oh honey, this diamond ring is way too big. Number 8, sweetie, does this outfit make my ass look too small? Number 9, I love it when you play golf on Sundays. I just wish you had time to play on Saturdays too. Number 11, I'd much rather stay in, watch football and drink beer with you than go shopping. Number 12, your mother is way better than mine. Number 13, can we not talk to each other tonight? I'd rather just watch some TV. Number 14, your ex-girlfriend has class. And the 15th thing you'll never hear a woman say is, I'm tired of cuddling. God's plan made a hopeful beginning, but man spoiled his chances by sinning. We trust that the story will end in God's glory, but at present the other side's winning. How can you tell when a man is well hung? When you can just barely slip your finger in between his neck and the noose. I feel like I'm getting much stronger with age, 'cause I can now lift $100 worth of groceries with one hand. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb, oh Mary had a little lamb, her father shot it dead. It followed her to school one day in between 2 slices of bread. My wife is so kinky. When she was born, the doctor slapped her ass to make her cry, and she said, "Don't forget to pull my hair." A married couple is lying in bed one night, and the wife is curled up, ready to go to sleep, and the husband turns his lamp on to read a book. As he's reading, he periodically reaches over to his wife and fondles her special bits. He does this a few times, but only for a very short interval before returning to read his book. The wife gradually becomes more and more aroused, and, assuming that her husband is seeking some encouragement before going any further, she gets up and starts stripping in front of him. The husband is confused and asks, "Why are you taking off all your clothes?" His wife replies, "You were rubbing me downtown. I thought it was foreplay." The husband says, "No, not at all." The wife asks angrily now, "Well, what the hell were you doing to me then?" "I was just wetting my fingers so I could turn the page in my book." I never understood the baseball vernacular. He's over anxious at the plate. Speaking from someone who is anxious, it makes me very anxious to know that it's possible to get even more anxious than I already am. 2 pieces of vomit were walking down the street. One starts crying. "You okay, mate?" says the other. "Yeah, I'm good. Just get a bit emotional. I was brought up around here." Smooth Mr. T was a winner and asked Mary Jane out to dinner. Then at the grill he spoke with great skill, and by the end of the night he was in her. Anyone ever done this? I just spent 20 minutes looking for my phone in my car with my own phone as a flashlight. Read the vowels in Celine Dion out loud. The top 3 great confusions of our lifetime that are still unresolved. Number 1. At the movie theater, in a plane, or at the ball game, which armrest is yours? Number 2. Why is there a D in fridge but not in refrigerator? Number 3. Who knew what time it was when the first clock was made? A lady had lost her husband almost 5 years ago, and her daughter was constantly calling her to get back into the dating world. Finally, she agreed to go out, and her daughter tells her that she has someone in mind for her to meet. And they do end up meeting. And it was an immediate hit, and they really took to one another really well. And after dating for about 6 weeks, he asked her to join him for a weekend in Spain. The first night there, she undresses as he did. There she stood, nude except for a pair of black panties, he in his birthday suit. Looking her over, he asked, "So why the black panties?" She replies, "My breasts you can fondle. My body is yours to explore. But down there, I'm still in mourning." He knew he was not going to get lucky that night. And the following night was the same. She stood there wearing the black panties, and he was in his birthday suit. But now he was wearing a black condom. She looked at him and asked, "What's with the black condom?" He replies, "I want to offer my deepest condolences. 2 ugly sisters from Fordham took a walk one day out of boredom. On their way back, a sex maniac jumped out of a bush and ignored them. Did you know that there is no such thing as a male octopus? I mean, have you ever heard of an octocock before? Why is there a string at the end of a tampon? So you can floss after you eat." A man walks into a bar and sees a plus-size stripper dancing on a table. He tells her, "Nice legs." "Wow, you really think so?" she says. "Definitely," he replies. "Most tables would have collapsed by now." The other day I was at the supermarket and I seen my babysitter from like 45 years ago. I asked her if she remembers how hard it was to get me into bed back then. And then I told her it would be much easier now if she's interested. I was with my friend at the mall one day and he was arguing with his wife on the phone on speaker. And I heard her say, "Okay, fine." And I said, "Murder, she wrote. Murder, she wrote. There is a little hidden go fuck yourself in every 'it is what it is' comment. Sure, sex is great and all, but have you ever waved goodbye to your parents after a weekend visit? All I know is that I want either less corruption or more of a chance to participate in it. Go to the animal shelter for a dog and you're a saint. Go to a woman's shelter for a new girlfriend and everyone loses their fucking mind. Truthfully, I'm a nice person. Just don't push the asshole button and we're golden." I was sitting quietly in my armchair contemplating life last night, and I shout over to the missus, "Hon, when I die, I'm going to leave everything to you, love." She shouts back, "You already do, you lazy bastard." When I say it's a long story, it doesn't mean it's actually a long story. It means I just don't want to tell it to you. But I do anyway, 'cause I love telling stories. People who say, "I hate to bother you," need to learn to hate it just a little bit more. If you're telling me to relax, it's probably your fault that I'm not. If anyone's wondering how the future of humanity is going, my 3-year-old great-nephew can unlock my phone but still can't figure out what a spoon is for. Has anybody else bought a COVID-19 testing kit from Wish? I did, and apparently I'm pregnant. Having had one too many, a bar drinker was beginning to display an ugly side. A woman sits down beside him and he whispers to her, "Hey, how about it, babe, you and me?" As she got up to move away from him, he says loudly, "Honey, you sure look like you could use the money, but I don't have an extra $2. She looks back and replies just as loudly, "What makes you think I charge by the inch?" Being a guy must be so hard nowadays. Imagine every morning having to copy and paste, texting 17 girls, "Good morning, beautiful." A man goes up to a woman and says, "I'd give you one." The woman says, "I wouldn't sleep with you, you dirty bastard." The man says, "I don't want to sleep with you, love. I was just giving you a rank out of 10. What is the definition of making love? That's what a woman is doing while the man is fucking her. Friends are like underwear. Some crawl up your ass, Some snap under the pressure. Some don't have the strength to hold your balls up. Some get a little twisted and some are your favorite. Some you can see right through. Some are cheap and just plain nasty, and some actually cover your ass when you need them to. A dog lover, whose dog was a female and in heat, agreed to look after her neighbor's male dog while the neighbors were on vacation. She had a very large house and believed that she could keep the two dogs apart. However, as she was dozing off to sleep, she heard some awful howling and moaning sounds. So she rushed downstairs and found the dogs locked together, in obvious pain and unable to disengage, as so frequently happens when dogs mate. Unable to separate them and perplexed as to what to do next, and although it was late, she called the vet, who answered in a very grumpy voice. Having explained the whole problem to him, the vet said, "Hang up the phone and place it right alongside the dog's ear. I will then call you back, and the noise of the ringing will make the male lose his erection, and he'll be able to withdraw." "Do you think that will work?" she asked. "Yes," he replied, "it just worked on me."